Today we'll be looking at one of the most iconic and some say important cars of all time. This is the Model T Ford Club of America's museum.
Model T Museum has several of these TT trucks. The TT truck was developed by Henry Ford for use in the military. They used the same engine and the same transmission, but they had a little heavier frame and a much different and heavier differential or rear end back here. This particular truck has solid rubber tires in the back, and it also has a custom-made cab and bed that you can crank up and tilt the bed up and dump your stuff out of it. This 1924 ambulance is just like one that of the 3500 that Henry Ford built and sent to France during World War I. It was rebuilt and donated to the museum by Roy Young of New Mexico. The Ford Motor Company provided chassis to different manufacturers to make things like fire engines. This one happens to be on a TT truck chassis. We also have 6 pristine leather fire helmets that are almost 100 years old.
Most people think that a Model T is, well, just a Model T. But did you know that it is the most accessorized car in the world? So Jerry, this is like the ultimate in customization of a Model T. Can you tell me about this car?
Yeah, this was used by a mailman in Minnesota. He actually used the kitchen cabinets out of his old kitchen to enclose this so it could kind of stay warm in the wintertime. And as you can see, it still has the tires on it and the wheels on it and the skis. And they narrowed all this up so they could go down the old sled tracks when they delivered the mail in Minnesota.
So this is like the ultimate do-it-yourself. Really thinking outside of the box to solve a problem. It seems to me that a lot of the Model T owners back in the day who did customize their vehicles had that kind of attitude, right?
Right, and you have to realize that back in those days they were still delivering the mail with horses. This is in the wintertime in Minnesota. This had to be a whole lot better than delivering the mail on a horse. Plus, this guy drove 60 miles a day delivering mail. Can you imagine doing 60 miles a day on a horse? This had to be a whole lot better than that.
We'll be back to talk about all things Model T, but first, we have to drive around the block a couple times to cook some lunch.